Man, oh man, UFC Fight Night Usman versus Buckley just concluded a few hours ago, and I cannot believe what just happened in the main event. Old man, no knees, Kamaru Usman just had one of his, I'm pretty sure this is his greatest performance ever. It has to be, right? Considering the context, I mean, the man hasn't won a fight since 2021. He got knocked out by Leon, beaten a close decision by Leon, then had a very, very close fight against Hamza that could have gotten either way. And then he comes here and fight as a new gen that was in a 6-fight win streak. He beat his former nemesis on Colby Covington, and comes here and absolutely dominates every single round except for the last one. This might be up there with one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. I don't know why, I don't know if people have captured the moment, but I think this is one of the greatest performances we've ever seen. The Unks have stepped it up this year. I picked Volkanovski to lose to Diego Lopez. He won, and a lot of people picked Diego Lopez again to beat Volkanovski, considering the context of what happened, you know, the knockouts back to back and all that stuff. And then people picked, the knockouts weren't really back to back, but you know what I mean. And then now I picked against Usman, another Unk, and he won again. Every time people go against Unks this year, I guess we're just wrong, man. But look, I'm not because we are wrong about the predictions, but we are happy. We are happy because, come on now, that was a great performance. And one thing that really was interesting in this fight is the wrestling, right? But the thing that confused me was, like, Joaquin Buckley learned how to defend a takedown in the last round. What happened? Seriously. What happened? Because Kamaru Usman went for 6 takedowns in the last round, and Joaquin Buckley stuffed every single one of them. If you go round by round, round 1, Kamaru Usman goes for a single takedown, gets it, and he has a control time of 4 minutes and 25 seconds. The man, not only can he not defend a takedown in the first round, he couldn't defend a takedown in the first 4 rounds. He didn't know how to get up. That's a big problem on his game. And then in the second round, Usman goes for 2 takedowns, gets one of them, and just controls him when he gets the second one, and controls him for 3 minutes. Joaquin Buckley has a big problem. How ass is Colby Covington? That's the question that we need to start throwing out there. How ass is Colby Covington? How good is Hamza Chimaev? I know Kamaru Usman came off the couch, but it was a very close fight. It was a very close fight, but still, give credit to Hamza, give credit to Kamaru Usman for this absolute banger of a performance, man. I cannot believe my eyes. And Belal Muhammad has already started to call out Kamaru Usman. He has already called out him. He's talking about the podcast, that he made him cry in the podcast and all that stuff. That would be a great fight. I don't think Usman wants to fight Belal Muhammad. Kamaru Usman just wants to wait for the winner of Islam Makhachev versus JDM. But I don't believe they're going to give him that fight. I don't think they're going to make him wait that long. I think he should have a fight in between. And what fight other than the Belal Muhammad is good? That fight is already there. That fight is already sold. The fans know the history. They know the podcast hasn't released yet. He can release that podcast to build up the fight. I don't know what really happened. We know, like, a part of it, like, you know, there were some punches thrown. But we need to see the build up of what happened, you know, because there's speculation out there that Belal Muhammad did make, you know, he did make Usman, you know, shed a tear a little bit. That's a rumor, but anything is possible, because at the end of the day, Usman hasn't released the podcast, so all we can do is speculate. But look, that fight is there for the taking. I feel like Belal Muhammad versus Kamaru Usman has to be next. It has to be next. That fight will be absolutely amazing, man. Also, what happened between Buckley and Kamaru Usman on fight night? I mean, they didn't touch gloves. They were like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were like still selling the fight right before the fight happened, but the no glove touch and all. I know they made up at the end of the fight and all that stuff, but like the no glove touch, I was a little confused when that happened because I thought it was like all love, you know what I mean? But anyways, I think this is Kamaru Usman's greatest performance considering the context with Joaquin Buckley and an insane win streak. I mean, he's 31 years old at the peak of his game and absolutely dominates him for 4 rounds straight. I mean, holy shit, man. But Joaquin Buckley is gonna need to go to a wrestling gym and just stay there for 2 or 3 years, because that was a horrible 4 rounds. I've never seen someone get dominated in the wrestling like that ever I've never seen it. I literally never seen. I know Hamza Chimaev does it all the time, but I've never seen Kamaru Usman do that to someone. I know he has very good wrestling, but I never seen him dominate like this, bro. At this fight, we saw Kamaru Usman Nurmagomedov. This was Kamaru Usman Nurmagomedov in that fight against Joaquin Buckley. I'm pretty sure I went 9-13 on this card, so I went 9 out of 13, so pretty good picks. I didn't get the main events correct, obviously. The co-main event, I got it right on Namajunas. Very good fight. The Edmen Shahbazyan versus Andre Petroski, I got it right. I went with Edmen Shahbazyan. I did pick KO, but whatever. I got the Raoni Barcelos versus Cody Garbrandt wrong. That was kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Cody was even showboating in the first round. When the first round got done, I went to Twitter and everybody was going crazy, like, oh, Cody Garbrandt is back, because you know he like knocked down a little bit. You know, he knocked out a little bit Barcelos, and then he showboated, and I thought he was back. I really thought he was back, but Prime Cody was only back for 5 minutes, so that's all we get. And then he just lost every single round after that. Unfortunate, dude. Mansur, Abdul, Malik versus Cody, Brundage. Yo, is it just me, or the prelims were like the weirdest thing of all time, man? It was the weirdest thing of all time. I thought Malik was gonna come in here and just knock out Cody Brundage, in my opinion, but like Malik had a weird performance. I did pick Malik. He won, but it was a weird performance. Oumar Z also had a weird performance. He had the same kind of performance as Malik, but he wasn't as active. He didn't do as much as Malik, so he ended up losing this fight, and Alonzo Menifield won. Oumar Z was a minus 715, which is absolutely insane, and he lost this fight the way he did. It's kind of sad. If it was gonna lose this fight, I would expect it would be like a knockout loss, not a freaking decision loss. But anyways, the Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. This was a very weird fight. Rodolfo Bellato deserves an Oscar for the acting that he just did, acting like he was knocked out after he complained midway to going down. But I'm confused because he was winning the round. So what the hell are you doing? Not only did he pull, if you guys remember correctly, this fight was canceled the first time, and it was because Rodolfo Bellato had herpes. I'm not even kidding. And now he does this. What the hell is happening with this guy, dude? This guy, I don't know, man. That was a very weird performance. But yeah, it was a no contest, so it doesn't really matter. Michael Chiesa versus McGee. I went with Michael Chiesa by submission, but you know, whatever. We got an on-cough, no activity. Just they went in there to collect the check and leave. That's what happened in that fight. Wellmaker versus Moutinho. How ass is Sean O'Malley, guys? How ass is Sean O'Malley? Wellmaker gets Kris Moutinho out of there in the first round, and I actually picked Wellmaker to get him out of there in the first round. My prediction was spot on. Moving on to Jose Ochoa versus Cody Durden. I picked Jose Ochoa to beat Cody Durden. I picked him by decision, but he got a TKO on Cody Durden, so I'm not mad at it. Still a win. Ricky Simon versus Cameron Smotherman. Good fight, good fight. I picked Ricky Simon by decision, and I got it. Some other man just came in here in short notice. I didn't believe he had it in him. You know, he just didn't have it in him. I don't think he was good enough to even beat Ricky Simon. Anyways, Phil Rowe versus Angelusa. Oh man, this was such a good fight. It literally had me screaming. This fight literally had me screaming, man. I didn't expect Angelusa to be to able to take down Phil Rowe at the start of the fight that easily. But man, what a comeback, man. That was one of the most disrespectful knockouts I've seen, dude. He was grabbing his face while he was against the cage and just smacking against his other hand, dude. That was such a good freaking fight. Shout out to Phil Rowe for not giving up, man. What a freaking fight. I'm surprised this fight didn't get like some type of reward. Like, I'm not saying it was better than the total domination that Kamaru Usman had, but I feel like Dana White is gonna give 50 G's to Phil Rowe and Angelusa for or just Phil Rowe for having that insanely good comeback. And the first fight of the night, Jamie Lynn Horth versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Vanessa she doesn't fit on this weight class. She looked very bad. I mean, 29, 28, 29, 28, you know, whatever. I picked Jamie Lynn Horth. She won. We all expected this. But yeah, that's pretty much it for UFC Fight Night Usman versus Buckley. I'm just gonna have to say it again, man. This might be Kamaru Usman's greatest performance. It has to be. Let me know what you think down in the comment section of this performance, because this is up there, man. This is up there. That man had no ring rust, no nothing. It was very weird to see. It was like insane to see. Like a 2-year layoff podcaster came in here and had no rust ring, have one of his greatest performance of his career against a young buck. No pun intended. 31 years old, peak of his prime, 6-fight win streak against some of his previous opponents, and he got them out of there, and he came in here and got totally dominated. 4 rounds out of 1. Jesus Christ. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. With that being said, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.